Hey everybody, Papa Boris here, playing some more Altered TCG. I said in my comments when I did Lyra last that that might be the only time I ever play that deck. I guess we're doing another round, so I do need to play everything, but we'll just amend it to I will only ever play this deck on camera and probably never, ever by myself. I'm up against Ortis. I think it's a very strong hero power. It's the one that just gives a free token every round, and let's take a look at what we got going on here. This is a very strong turn 1 play. 4 stats for 3 is nothing to slouch at. This is good. Resupply is sort of card advantage, but you have to be careful how you use it. 3-2 for 2 is fine. This is a 4-4 for 4, and you either draw a card or resupply. It's a little weird. 3-3 for 2, and you can return cards from reserve to hand. Interesting. And then removal. Okay. I can't remember how many cards I might want to do this with against Ortis, but this just seems a little weak. In general, I'm not excited about keeping 2 drops here, since I'm probably going to want to play 3 on turn 1, and then or I could play 2 2s on turn 2, so I could try to keep 2 of these. God, I always get rid of my removal spells, and then I just always regret it. It's just what I do. Now, this is a 3-2, this is a 3-3, but this has a higher reserve cost. Okay, we'll I guess get rid of the one that has the higher come from reserve cost, and we'll see what happens. So this turn is going to be a really simple one. We are going to play this over here. Unfortunately, one problem with this card is that it has a 0, so my opponent would get a free move from the token if I put it here, because their desert 1 would go up against my 0, and they would win. So I really have to hope, actually, that this is good enough to win there. Okay, my opponent decided to play this. So they're getting a free resupply, so they're actually going up on cards. That's pretty strong. And actually, if they have some random-ass 1-1-1, I didn't even think about this, but yeah, the one weakness of this is that, like, on the first turn in particular, a random 1-1-1 gets you a free move against it. So, hopefully my opponent doesn't have that, and they do! Oh dear! Oh god, this is bad. So, the good news is that their card advantage didn't actually happen, because they have to throw something away. That's still not to say it was totally worthless, because they got like a choice they got a qualitative value where they get to choose what they want in their reserve, but they don't have a quantitative advantage, at least. I'm only 1 step behind, which isn't terrible. And I guess what I can do is play Esmeralda. And this main issue is if I play Esmeralda and then whatever I get in the resupply isn't good, then I end up filling up my supply, which sucks. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of this. I'm not gonna keep a 6-drop for the future. Okay, so I can play this. Oh my god! Oh my god! I forgot to use my ability. Shoot, I should have obviously used my ability. There was a 1 in 6 chance of cataclysmic failure, but if I'd gotten a boost on that character, I would have stopped them from moving here. I just completely forgot to do it. So I gave him a free move that, you know, had a 2/3 chance of not happening. That was very, very bad. Very, 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 very bad. Very bad. Okay, well, okay, I guess we are going to go here. So the point is that the 0 desert doesn't matter here because they're not in a desert zone. Ah, they're getting a cheaper permanent. Oof, ouch. So all their characters get a boost when they play them. That is strong. That is very strong. I am a little bit intimidated. So I don't want to play this because I'd be wasting card advantage. So we're going to play the Trickster instead. It doesn't matter if I roll low or high here because I just need 1. So I move in both. They now get a boost on every single character they play, which is cataclysmically bad. Do I want to do this to try to get an anchored? I don't think it's worth it. Like, I don't think the value of it being anchored is equal to the equal possibility of tossing it in their reserve. Oh, right, but I end up wasting card advantage this way. Oops, that was foolish. So, what do I keep? I think I'm going to keep... I could keep the cheaper stuff so I could try to reserve and also have mana left over to play it. But the 4 water is good for me. And the 4 forest. I have a forest and a water. Okay, we'll do this. I want to keep this for sure because this is only a 1 mana cost. And it lets me delay commitment of resources while also potentially getting a high roll and getting a lot of boosts. So this is a resupply whether you play it from reserve or hand. Discard a card from your reserve to reduce my cost by 1. Return target character or permanent to the top of its owner's deck. That actually would be really good to target this with. So maybe I should keep this. Okay. Let's keep the better Esmeralda. And, oh, that means that their starting token comes in as a 2/2 every round. Oh, gosh, that's seemingly intolerable. Oh, boy. Okay. So, oh, God, and this is just ridiculous because they get to recruit and then they all get buffed. Oh, my God. Okay. So what I think I need to do is I think I need to just play this turn. I think if I don't play this turn, it is just completely intolerable. So I will put this here on a good roll. I can at least block them, forcing them to at least commit some more mana. I got a bad roll. Okay, so now that means that I can use my hero power on this to tie it, which would block them unless they commit more mana here. And they do have to make that choice before I roll, because right now it's their turn. So either they play something against me. Okay, yeah, they played it. All right, makes sense. So now what's happening? They're going to move twice. Can I stop them from moving twice? I mean, yes, I could go here. And actually, I would move and they wouldn't because of these incredible stats. And then over here, they move. I could also put this here to contest it. That seems dumb because it's accomplishing the same thing, but with less leeway. Well, is it? It's 5-4 here versus 4-3 there, so it's actually the same. Or I could play this. So I could just play this. I could make it cost 3 by discarding this, but that would leave me with a mana, which does nothing. So I could just get rid of this thing. Then my opponent would move twice. So I either let my opponent move twice, and I move 0 times, but I get rid of this permanent. Like, this thing is going to come back next round. Or I could play this first at the beginning of the next round, because I am going to be the starting player, and I can get this out of the way before my opponent does this, although that will commit 4 of my mana. Oh my god. Is there a world where I play this? It has no forest. It has water, but not enough water. Christ. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to do this. Maybe I should have done this now. Maybe I should have done it first before my opponent got all this value, but I just need to get rid of that. And, you know, if my opponent wants to continue the party, they're going to have to, like, draw it, discard something else for mana, and then play it again in the future, which costs them some tempo. Okay, so I was just rolling to see if I could get a 6, basically. I don't care if this goes into reserve. If I had gotten the extra 2 boosts... Oh, no, it's only 1 boost extra. Interesting, not 2 boosts. So it doesn't matter. Even if I had rolled well when I played it, it still would have had the exact same outcome. Okay, so all said and done, I'm only 1 space behind. Card-wise, I'm okay. My opponent does get a free token every round, but I get mostly a free boost every round, so it's sort of okay. Oh, this is the one that, okay, is the better version. You get 3 boosts on a 4 or higher. Or the resupply thing. I mean, I kind of like all of these. Up to 1 character gets fleeting. That's also card advantage, though it's expensive. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this, right? What am I at? 6, 3, 3? Yeah. I don't know. The resupply thing seems cool, but the fact that it itself costs 2 mana means it's much better maybe later in the game when 2 mana is more insignificant. Right now, it's like I pay 2 mana, my reserve is full, it goes into the reserve, my reserve is filled up. If I don't draw something I want to play, it just kind of sucks. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here is play my Trickster over here. Either I tie it, but then I can still roll to make it better, or I get a good roll, and then I actually got a 3/3/3 for 2, which is nice. So my opponent has an uncomfortable choice between contesting this lane. Oh, my opponent... Okay, so they decided to just replay this, which is a perfectly valid move, which means that I can use up the Chronicler here. And an important rule, you can use your hero power before passing, so I can wait and see if my opponent does sneak something in before deciding if I want to roll the dice to make this a buff. But I doubt even a 1-drop would actually help my opponent here very much. So now I can roll to see if I can get a 6. Of course, if I put it back in reserve, that would suck. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I think if you don't do it, you know, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, you might get a 1 and you might not move, but getting a 6 here would be such a big deal. Okay, so I got a boost, which is nothing, and then we can pass. Okay, so this round is much better. I moved twice. My opponent doesn't move at all. My opponent does have this thing. They also saved this. So if I had kept my sabotage card, actually that would have been really helpful because this is so much value. Ah, God, this thing is just goes from junky to lethal with this landmark in play. Yeah, I probably should have kept my sabotage thing. What is this? Oh, right. This is overpowered, overcosted, understated thing that is either anchored or gets a bunch of boosts. Oh my God, the sabotage. Okay. What I'm gonna do is get rid of this so I can play this thing, and I'm just hoping my opponent is a Dumbo and doesn't play that first. I mean, I have to hope. This thing, so it could be, what, a 7/7/7 for 5, or it could be anchored. If I play this, I could still play this. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this crappy thing and we'll play this next turn perhaps. Or I'll play it this turn if my opponent gets this into play as their first turn. I'm just so terrified by what their other 2 cards are. They did get this back into play. My opponent might just overpower me, but okay, so they played it tragically, and it's gonna get a bunch of boosts, of course. Okay, so this makes no sense to play now, so I'm gonna play this to roll it and see if it gets anchored or if it gets a bunch of boosts. Okay, we got the anchoring. So, okay, you know, with a boost, it's 5/5 maybe. My opponent is gonna, no, they kept the removal card that's specifically for expensive things. That is devastating. All right, well, what are you gonna do? At least that was a fleeting card. And with a boost from my hero power, I can actually still move here. Unfortunately, I rolled badly, so I can tie my opponent, but I cannot beat them. And they do have a 1/1/1. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and they make tokens. Oh, God. I just got absolutely wrecked by this stupid landmark and the fact that I had turn order at the wrong time. Oh, well, luckily that doesn't even matter. Yeah, I think this is over. This is over. We are not having a very successful run here. Okay, is there any chance I could still somehow win this? Maybe. They do get a free 2/2 every turn, which is a little bit horrifying. I did keep this, so I can play it, and I can also play that. All right, well, you know, we'll see what happens. So do I need 2 of these? Yes, I do. I just can't let them play any of their crap out of reserve. And this creates 2 2/2s, as well as getting a buff itself. Okay. Alrighty. So we have water and forest. Kind of a problem because this thing has no water. So I need to put it over here and get that the heck out of here. Now, if they move in this expedition, they just win. It's possible though that if they just pile drive, oh, they have another one of them. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I got nothing I can do. We just need to go for it and hope I get the boosts. I didn't. I got the anchored, and that's the game. Yep, I can't stop them from moving here. And if I don't move myself, which I am not, because they're very all-around well-statted, I lose. I needed to move and move twice. I basically needed to move both times, so I could have potentially tied them and taken it to a tiebreaker. But unfortunately, I'm only moving once, so I'm 1 move away from forcing the tie. And they get me with their token generators plus this crazy landmark. Dang. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe. And I'll see you again soon for some more Altered. Take care.